Mr. Tucker passed, I hope we can come back to work. So I've been asked to come and talk about the history of why we do this at Seed. I'll wait for you. I've been asked to talk about why we do this at Seed. We've been doing this a very long time at the Seed School of Washington, and for a few years here at Seed School of Maryland. The people who just walked into this room, who you recognized and applauded for, and deservedly so, have devoted a significant chunk of their professional lives to you. And the point of this ceremony is to recognize that there are people in your lives who will and have devoted themselves to you, and to thank them for that. At the DC school, for whatever reason, I don't know, this event is called Founders Day. So naturally they asked one of the founders to come up and talk about why he wanted to devote a chunk of his professional career to building a school, now a second school, and a third one in Miami. And so I want to explain to you, as I do every year, what it was that made me do that. But I want us all to remember that it's all about making a connection to people and wanting to make a difference in their lives. That's why I did it, that's why these people have done it. And I hope someday that's why you will do something important in your lives. I begin every year with an apology, as I will now. If you were here last year, you heard this story. Because it's the story of my family, and needless to say, that story hasn't changed from year to year. So I apologize for those of you who are going to hear this for a second or a third time. Some of you are going to be hearing it a lot. And I, over the years, have said to the school staff, are you sure that you want me to tell this story again? And they say, I think it's important for students to hear. So the second thing I always say to begin is, for reasons that I will explain by the time I am done, I think of myself as your son. Let me tell you why. On my father's side, my father's parents, my grandparents, were both orphans. By the age of 7 or 8, they were each living in an orphanage, the same orphanage, where they met, where they fell in love, and where they got married. My grandfather, at the age of 16, on his 16th birthday, had to go out and get a job, because that orphanage was not a wealthy orphanage. And so he never had the opportunity to even finish high school, never mind go to college. But the proudest day of his life was the day that his son got into Harvard. Because education was very important to him, even though he didn't have the opportunity to get it. On my mother's side, my mother was an orphan. I don't really have a family tree, I kind of have a family bush. My mother was orphaned in the Holocaust. At the age of 7, she was separated from her father. She was still with her stepmother. My mother was shot twice as a child. She was in a concentration camp at the age of 8. The only reason she is alive today and that I am here is because she and her stepmother tunneled out of that camp. She spent an entire winter living in a hole about 3.5 feet long, dug under a house in Poland. Cold winters in Poland. The war finally ended, and at the age of 12, she learned to eat with a knife and fork for the first time. And at the age of 12, she went for her first day of school. But she went to college. And when my parents went to college, each the first in their families, they created opportunities for themselves that they otherwise could not have had. And they graduated from college and went on to start a business, and the business did pretty well, and as a result of that, they were able to get me the best education in the world. When they created those opportunities for themselves by going to college, they didn't just create those opportunities for themselves. They created them for me. So I grew up with the best education that money could buy, and then I had to ask myself, what do I want to do? And my father once said something to me that I've never forgotten. He said, "We all drink from wells that were dug by others." I wanted to dig a well that would be useful for future generations. And I decided that the most important thing that I could do was to build a school. So I did. That's why we built the Seed School. And then these people came along and have devoted themselves to you ceaselessly for years to make sure that it works well for you. And someday, I hope you will repay them by going and digging a well for somebody else. And that's why we do it.
Now at the part of the program where we will honor our recipients with the presentation of their chairs.
It seems as though it was only yesterday when I first met this small but fun-loving person in 7th grade. Mrs. Chong introduced herself to me, and I responded with, "Hey, I'm Jalen's lady." So when I signed up for Drum 101 and found out that she would be my teacher, I was definitely thrilled. I looked upon it as a step away from trouble. She always looked at the glass as half full and not completely empty. Some may think of her as different because of the fact that she is different. But I think of her as an outrageously spontaneous person. Not only due to the fact of her love of making classes fun and different, but by being my advisor and giving me someone to look up to. So congratulations on your achievement of receiving your chair. I love you in the most dramatic way. I enjoyed your 4 years so far and will enjoy your presence for the next 2 years. I will send see Mr. and Mrs. Chong. We are honored, well, I am honored to present this chair to you. Please come to the stage.
I first met Mrs. Hunt as an art teacher. She was a substitute for my 9th grade class. I didn't talk to her very much, but then she became my permanent art teacher and my advisor in 9th grade. She would talk to me, make sure my grades were good, spoke highly of me, and was soon becoming my favorite teacher. What sealed the deal for me was when she remembered my brother and I's birthday and gave us mini gift baskets. Inside were a pack of Oreos, graphic pencils, and a sketchbook I've been bugging her about for weeks. I was excited to have her again in my junior year and be her student aide as well as a peer tutor for her class this year. I can talk to her about my issues I may be having or talk to her about the weekend that just passed. Over these past 4 years, our bond has gotten closer. If Seed is supposed to be my second family, then Mrs. Hunt, without a doubt, my second mother. It is great that Mrs. Hunt has been here. It is an amazing thing that Ms. Hunt has been here. It is an amazing thing that Ms. Hunt has been here 4 years, and even more amazing that she will bring a new life into this world very soon.
When Mrs. Hunt told me that she wanted me to present her chair this year, I was ecstatic. I knew that it would be easy considering the fact that we have such a very strong connection. Little did I know, that would be the very reason why when the time came to write a speech, I would find it so difficult to do. Mrs. Hunt is my seed mom. She cares about me and is one of the first people I hear from when my teachers have issues with me. When she first came in 9th grade, I wasn't too sure how I would feel about having a new art teacher, but I'm always up for giving people chances. Then the more I got to know her, the more I grew to appreciate and love her for the amazing teacher and mother she is. When kids don't get their way with teachers, they tend not to like them. I don't always get my way in Mrs. Hunt's class, but her warm heart and charismatic character surpassed that. I could walk into Ms. Hunt's class and no matter what kind of day I'm having, she would be able to read me as soon as I walked through the door. Nothing got past her. I always look forward to going to her class because I know that even if I can't see my greatest potential, she does. And she'll never stop pushing me until I see what she sees. Lastly, I was so excited when she chose to be my senior supporter, and I'm even more excited for her to be welcoming my new little brother in a few days. Mrs. Hunt, we are honored to present this chair to you. Please come to the stage.
When I reflect on how Mr. Hunter has impacted my life, only good things come to mind. From the moment we first encountered, I knew that he would become someone very influential in my life. Mr. Hunter and I met in my 7th grade year. That year had to be one of my roughest years at CE. The frustration of middle school testing, socializing, still finding things out about the school, also discovering new things about myself. But you have not ever given up on me. You stuck by my side and worked through my problems with me. One of the things that I appreciate most about Mr. Hunter is that when he talks to students, he doesn't just talk at them, he talks to them. He works with you until you understand and the issue is resolved. Since then, he has always been someone I look up to and admire. Many people who have met this man would say that he is very passionate about what he does. Also, that he truly cares about teaching his students. He is not only a history teacher because of the subject he teaches. He is a history teacher because he makes history throughout his students' daily lives. He is a history teacher because he has changed my life forever with the memories I'll always treasure. Being at sea for me has definitely had its ups and downs. I know that whenever I'm having a bad day, I can come and talk to him. As a teacher and a father figure, he has taught me that I should never stop chasing my dreams. He has taught me that life is all about making mistakes but never giving up. Out of all the experiences I have had at sea, I think Mr. Hunter and I meeting was one of the best ones. I know that I did not express my gratitude to you enough, but I want you to know how much I truly appreciate everything you have done for me. Our memories in the past were so wonderful, and I know that the future holds nothing but more great memories for us. You did not want me to stand up here and tell the crowd so many things you have done that are admirable, but I won't listen to you because you deserve all the recognition possible. In your 4 years at sea, you changed the mindset and decisions of many students. Your work ethic goes far beyond your teaching. Mr. Hunter, we are honored to present you with this chair. Please thank you.
We wanted to dance, but I'm not going to dance.
anybody that knows Mr. Doyle, you know how important he is to the city school of Maryland. For the people that don't know him, let me tell you, Mr. Doyle is a licensed engineer in the state of Maryland. Mr. Querido joined the City School of Maryland in April 2011, and since then he has done a lot for this campus community. Mr. Doyle opened our newly built Model Academic Center, making sure that all the equipment is running and working before anybody can enter the building. He oversees our 52-acre campus every day to make sure everything is right. Mr. Doyle is a loving father of 2 children, Connor Doyle and Madison Doyle. I know that Mr. Doyle is a hard-working and dedicated man, and I appreciate it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have the privilege of speaking on behalf of Mr. Querido. I have known Mr. Doyle for about 4 years now. Anyone who knows him understands that he is someone who is always there, and anyone that knows him understands that he is someone who is always there when you need him and goes above and beyond what is required. It is no secret that Mr. Doyle works hard to keep up the appearance of the campus. One day I took interest in helping out Mr. Doyle. And since that moment, Mr. Doyle has taken me under his wing and has shown me how to do some of the day-to-day operations to keep the campus running smooth and look good. There has been numerous occasions in which Mr. Doyle had worked all day and then had to come back to see to an emergency. In these events, I have noticed his character never changed. And the same spirit of compassion and excellence that he had during the day, he would bring during these emergencies. When I see Mr. Doyle, I see leadership, pride, hard work, and someone that really loves making a difference in our community.
Please come to the stage.
This person is one of the backbones of the school. She is a light behind the scenes. Over the years, I've known her to be dedicated, a hard worker, and a consummate professional. She often works late to get the job done. She gives nothing less than her best on a daily basis, and her work exemplifies excellence. Her interactions with students show how much she loves and cares for them. She has a positive and pleasant demeanor that welcomes and calms anyone around her. She understands people and knows how to approach even the most difficult situations or people. She established various accounting systems to keep us compliant, which has resulted in great audit reviews. One other notable fact that you may not know is that she is also a minister. She and I have bonded on many levels, and she has truly been a friend to me. It is an honor and privilege for me to stand before you today to speak on her behalf, and I say congratulations to you, Ms. Harris.
Good afternoon. Over the past 3.5 years, I've had the pleasure of working side by side with Ms. Starr Harris. While there have been many changes at SEED, I've been fortunate enough to always have her nearby. And to be honest with you, she's a little bit too far away right now. I'm used to having my desk within about 10 feet from her. Ms. Harris, could you come a little bit closer to make me feel more comfortable? When I think of Ms. Harris, I think of how much she has taught me in such a short amount of time. She has encouraged me to think before I speak, which is a skill that I'm still trying to master. I value her for our talks about life and her pushing me to be a better person. I will never forget telling stories with her and Mr. Doyle in the operations office. I respect her for her integrity, her positive attitude, and her supportive nature. She is always there to listen to me. Tara, though our time together at Seed is nearing an end, I'm proud to say that I can call you a friend for life. Ms. Harris, we are honored to present you this chair.
His journey started with us in 2011. When he first came to Seed, a vow was made. Whatever I want for KJ and Kennedy, I want for every Seed student. He made good on that promise. Math scores increased, a one-to-one technology program was implemented, a 10 Experiences program was created. We became a 21st century community learning center. Symposiums were conducted, our athletic program was enhanced, partnerships where students received quality eye exams and free glasses were formed. Dual enrollment programs with the University of Baltimore, Loyola University, and Morgan State were established. A Celebrate Academic and Core Value Success program where every student received a gift for the holiday was started. The list goes on and on for the 4 years he has been here. He is a father figure to most of the students, and his passion for students resonates throughout the community. One thing we are clear on is that he is definitely all about the students and their families. For staff, he promotes professional growth. Some ways we have viewed this was through our tuition reimbursement program being reinstituted, having professional learning community meetings, head of school meetings, and having ideas around improving student performance welcome and supported. He serves as a mentor and coach who has an open door policy. Many heads of schools are not easily accessible to all staff, but within our community, he is one who is. Personally, I have grown as a professional under his leadership. He has taught me many things, but one thing that stands out is how to truly give back to the community, not just with words, but with your personal effort, time, and finances. His and his family's sacrifices for Seed are appreciated. It is an honor to present, not yet, this chair, because Mr. Newman has to present to you, Dr. Kirkland.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christian Newman. It was a great honor to stand before you today and speak on behalf of Dr. Khalid Kirkland. When I first started my journey at Seed, I realized that Seed had a vision and a purpose. A vision and purpose that would best prepare me for college and a life after Seed. It wasn't until 2011 when I met Dr. Kirkland, a man who made sure I had the tools that I needed to become successful. In my opinion, Dr. Kirkland has superseded the expectations of the head of school. Dr. Kirkland performs his duties well, all while treating each student with respect, ability, and dignity. When I reflect on the years that I have led to this moment, I think about all the times that I've seen Dr. Kirkland provide a sense of security, compassion, a listening ear, while holding a standard of excellence. Dr. Kirkland has helped the Seed community move from the modules to this beautiful academic building that we are currently in. Additionally, he was instrumental in turning Seed into a paperless school and helped to develop great partnerships with local universities so students can experience courses at a collegiate level. Most importantly, Dr. Kirkland has left a lasting impression on me. Because of his leadership and mentorship, this exposure has made me feel like I can achieve anything. I feel like I can use my personality, much like Dr. Kirkland's, to make people feel good about themselves. Continue Dr. Kirkland's wisdom of it's all fun and games till it ain't fun and games, which is defined as you should not allow obstacles to come in your path to success. I want to go off script a little bit and go on a personal note. Dr. Kirkland, I appreciate everything you've done for me, my family, my Seed family, even the time that you spent in the hospital with me when I was in ICU. As a head of school, you normally wouldn't think that the head of school actually interact with their students. Dr. Kirkland was the exact opposite. He did his job and played a big part in the student body. In 2009, I came to Seed, and I know the seed had a mission and a vision, but an unclear direction. In 2011, Dr. Kirkland came and planted his seed, and with that seed came a direction, strong leadership, and hope for the future. You give it an applause. Dr. Kirkland carries the title of proud head of school, but actually, we should be the ones proud to have him as our head of school. Dr. Kirkland, Ms. Robinson and I are honored to present you this chair to you. Please come to the stage.
Loving, outspoken, determined, and Malcolm X is her idol. Miss Handy, the person that was there when no one was there. The person that makes time for me and puts me before herself at times. The person that I go to for advice, help on homework. Oh, and if I had a Black History project, she was the one to go to. She's talented and beautiful and one of a kind. She cares about her students genuinely and loves her job. She always puts her problem to the side to make sure everyone and everything was okay. It was my 7th grade year when we first met. We clicked instantly. It went from Miss Handy this and Miss Handy that to Mommy this and Mommy that. I went from telling her little to nothing to now telling her almost everything. I love you, Miss Handy, and I'm proud of you. Today is your day. Congratulations.
Miss Handy, my mother, my role model, my twin, my everything. First off, I would like to say that I love you so much, and for these past few years that you have been in my life, you have inspired me and encouraged me to do bigger and better things with my life, and to always keep my mind open to new things. There are many words that can describe Miss Handy, although the most applicable words that come to my mind when I think of her are benevolent, conscientious, and a bit mercurial. Miss Handy has always been an overachiever, and she strives to make sure that her girls and others around her give 110% in what they do too. There has been many times where I have felt the need to just give up, but before I knew it, there's Miss Handy to lift me back up and push me farther and harder than I ever known was possible. I have never met someone that has impacted my life in such a positive way as Miss Handy has. I can honestly say that there is no one like Miss Handy, and she is truly one of a kind. Some people may say that forever doesn't exist, but Miss Handy, I truly do love you from the moon and back, and you will be in my life forever. Whether it shall be good or bad, happy or sad, you will be my mother no matter what. Congratulations on your 4 years of service to the school. I love you so much, Miss.
Hello, my name is Raina. Good afternoon, my name is Shania Moss. Ms. Johnson, when I first met you, I was short, scrawny, and passive. I wasn't open to loving myself or anyone else. I was shy, timid, and afraid to be away from home. But luckily, I had someone like you to not only help me, but to guide me to be the person that I am today. Through the arguments and the early beds, to me having problems at home and me feeling like I had no one to go to, you were always there. There was never a time where I felt like you didn't care. As we've grown, you've grown with us. You've become more patient and more loving. You've shown my house that there can be more to school than just fun, than just work and books. There can be fun and happiness. You've become more open and appreciative. You've learned patience and how to work with teenage girls. Ms. Johnson, you're more than just a counselor to me. You're like another mother. I love and appreciate you, and I'm very grateful for you, Ms. Johnson. Taught us how to be nice, mature young ladies. Even though this is my first year being in Columbia House, I still have learned a lot over these past months. Ms. Johnson, I've known you since you first came to see. I've had nothing but respect for you since day one, and I still do. You're like my second mom in your seat. Without you this school year, I don't know where I would be right now. You really pushed me to keep my grades up and stayed on my case about everything. Even though I didn't want to listen, I still managed to do better with the job. Ms. Johnson, I really appreciate you and everything you've done for me. It's been a huge blessing to have someone like you on my side through hard times. Ms. Johnson, I understand that this is supposed to be a happy just want to let you know that I appreciate you and I love you. With that being said,
We are honored to present you
with the
with this.
share, please come to the stage.
When Mr. Johnson became council of Virginia Tech, I was in and out of school. He was just that guy there. I didn't really know what to expect, but I went along with it. We really didn't talk at first. I came in, said hello, then went in my room. But as time went on, I found myself talking and asking advice from Mr. Johnson. It happened so effortlessly, I barely noticed a change. So the next thing I know, I'm speaking on his behalf for the chair somewhere. At first, I was taken aback. I had no idea what I was going to say. So here I am contemplating what to say about Mr. Johnson. And I figured I'd start with things I know. I'm a real avid fan of mathematics, and in mathematics, when you don't understand something, you start with the most basic definitions. So I started with the definitions. Mr. Johnson was the counselor of Virginia Tech House. He taught character education. Now, what do each one of these things mean? What is a counselor? Well, in the dictionary, it has about 5 definitions. A lawyer, an official of an embassy, an assistant at a children's camp, a faculty member who advises students on personal, academic, and career choices, and a person who counsels. Well, Mr. Johnson surely wasn't a lawyer. He may be from Jamaica, but he was not working at an embassy. Though Seed has its moments, it's not a camp for kids. But I could definitely recall on more than one occasion finding myself receiving advice on my life from Mr. Johnson. He was one of my advisors. After establishing that, I continued to dissect what these words meant. The definition of character. Though it may be debatable, according to the dictionary, it is a moral or ethical quality unique to an individual, or it can be used as a verb, meaning to inscribe or engrave. The definition of education is even more interesting. The act or process of imparting or acquiring general knowledge, developing the powers of reasoning and judgment, and generally preparing oneself or others intellectually for mature life. After coming to these basic ideas, often like in mathematics, we find clear and often profound revelations. After going through these definitions, I knew exactly what to say about Mr. Johnson. He is a man that not only performs his job, provides for his son, continues to pursue his education, but he finds the time to be a counselor. Not only does he meet the bare necessities of what it means to be a counselor here at Seed, writing progress reports, monitoring the students, he has met the definitions to be a counselor outside of Seed. Meaning he does what he does not because it is his job, but because that's the way he lives his life. That is his character, and he is educated me by his mere presence. After going through these definitions, I also saw another thing, that they should probably change Mr. Johnson's title. From counselor to Mr. Johnson, character education. Character being inscribed, education meaning preparation for a mature life.
Good afternoon. Every boy needs a role model, someone they look up to and respect, to help them transition into manhood willingly. In few cases have I felt as though I connected with someone in this way, who met my criteria. That's the way it remained for a while. Later on in my 10th grade year, I met Mr. Johnson, after role model Mr. Carter Bay became the dean. My first thoughts of him was pretty common of Seed culture. He was just going to be another pebble in the lake that caused huge ripples in our life, just to soon dissolve from our memories. This time, I'll gladly admit I was wrong. Mr. Johnson has withstood the test of time. He will watch the senior class march across the grand stage May 30th. No matter where we end up, I have no doubt we will have Mr. Johnson's unwavering guidance and support, for he is my role model, counselor, and most of all, family. Mr. Johnson, we are honored
to present this chair to you.
My name is Brother Tahima. talking today about Mr. Ian McCullough. Yes, he is my nephew. I'm going to start off in the year 2004. Just bear with me. Listen to the facts about his leadership. He went to St. Vincent College, and as a major, he was studying communications. And as a minor, he studied sociology. Now, he went out for the basketball team. And not only did he make it, he was freshman of the year. Leadership. And it was a joy to go and see him be a beast on the floor. Further down, as a captain of the basketball team, for the ECAC Division II basketball championship game, he was the MVP. He was ranked number 17 at St. Vincent for the most total points scored ever in history. He was also the male athlete of all sports of the year. Moving forward, after graduation, he started working as a counselor in Pennsylvania at a group home. That's when I started talking to him. I said, Ian, come on over to see, brother. And of course, you can see that's where he came. And at Seed, he started out as an overnight counselor, but he really wanted to be the evening counselor. I said, be patient, you'll get there. And when he got here, he saw his cousin, Jamari McCullough, and Ian's father, Andre McCullough. You all might know him. He works every 2 nights a week. He's always in the luggage area every Friday morning. My brother. That's right, we take it over. So, is Temple in the house? Where's Temple? I don't hear you. Okay. Ian can really teach you all a lot as being a leader. Please look up to him. He will look up to you. And let's welcome Ian to the floor.
Good afternoon, I'm Ms. Jefferson.
I'm very grateful to be up here today on Ms. Love Jackson. The 4 years I've been on Ms. Love Jackson, we've been through a lot of ups and downs. But despite what I was going through, she was always there for me. When I first met Ms. Love Jackson, we instantly had a bond, and I had a lot to do with her personality. She's loving and caring and makes it so comfortable to be around. Ms. Love Jackson is like a second mother to me, and I just want to say thank you for the times you were there for me when I needed you the most.
I have written a special poem for Ms. Love Jackson. Love me like a son, love me like your own, love me like no other. At sea, she's something like a mother. Ms. Love Jackson, the sea community appreciates you. I wish there were more people like you, but all I can say is that I love you.
To my friend, Ms. Love Jackson, it has been a great 4 years serving our students alongside you. To me, your work is the epitome of going above and beyond the call of duty. Almost 100% of the work that you do is behind the scenes, but absolutely the glue that holds together what we call student support. With this, we thank you for your commitment to our community. Mrs. Love Jackson, we are honored to present this chair to you.
So in addition to the recipients that are here on the stage, we have 2 people who also should be honored today who are not able to be here to receive their chairs. So if you could we give a big round of applause, please, for Dr. Legaspi and Ms. Reinhardt. And if you have one more large applause in you, can we just give a final applause to all of the recipients? There's one more part of the ceremony that we started last year. It's going to be a tradition that keeps going. To present the Laporte Tribute and the awards, Laporte Tribute and Awards, I'd like to welcome to the stage Doug Hoffberger, the chairman of the Seed Maryland Board.
The board, I want to congratulate all the chair recipients today. It's really an amazing dedication. The school has provided me with a script, but just for a minute, being moved by the words of the founder, I wanted to go off script and tell my own story, being only the second generation of my family to have attended college. I also attended a college prep program in New Jersey. I was from Baltimore, but one of the reasons I wanted to get involved in the Seed School is because I know the power of a college prep and boarding school program to create incredible friendships, to build an educational foundation for you all to be successful in college. So my great-grandparents came here in 1897 with one child. They moved to Asquith Street in Baltimore City. They had six more boys. And at that time, if you had 6 boys, you had your own workforce. And so most of the boys went to school up until about the 2nd or 3rd grade. But at that point, they were all put to work doing different things. So the family businesses grew. They moved to Springdale Avenue in Northwest Baltimore. And my father attended 1 year at Forest Park High School. At that point, his father, who had, again, only attended the 2nd grade, turned to him and said, "You're going to boarding school in New Jersey." And this was very unusual for a Jewish kid from Baltimore to now attend a Baptist school in New Jersey. But lo and behold, my father attended it. He had the best time of his life. He ended up attending Princeton. My uncle additionally went to my uncle traditionally went to a Penny school and also attended Princeton. So, you know, my father's almost 90 years old today and still cries at the thought that his father would have enough of the forethought to, you know, having not had the educational experience himself, send his kids, seek out this college preparatory program, and send his child so that he could be successful and future generations could talk about college. So to your parents, to your caregivers, you ought to, at some point, whether they realize when they send you here in 6th grade what they're doing, the experiences that you all are getting are quite amazing. So. Former Board of Trustee Chair Jack Laporte was truly committed, along with his wife, Andy Laporte, to the mission, students, and staff of the Seed School of Maryland. In honor of Mr. and Mrs. Laporte, 2 awards will be presented to a junior and a senior who embody the ideals and core values of the Seed School of Maryland. I want to show you one because in addition to having a lot of meaning, they're also beautiful awards. Put this up here. The criteria for the awards are students with a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or above who demonstrate leadership qualities and models Seed's core values. Let's start with the junior who will be the recipient of the award. This student received several nominations. One reads, "She is strong academically and as a leader amongst her peers. She was extremely conscientious about her Morgan State dual enrollment class in the fall semester. I have also worked with her through her position as a Student Government Association officer. Each month, I meet with all of the SGA students to talk about their upcoming events and discuss with them changes that I'd like to make in the upper school program to get a student perspective. She brings great maturity and thoughtfulness to these conversations and a balanced perspective that is rare amongst her peers. This student is Miss Siri Piaka."
I really don't have anything planned, but thank you for this award.
Next, the senior recipient. This student also received several nominations from staff members. One of the nominations sent on his behalf reads, "In my opinion, he is one of the best representatives of our school to the outside world. I have had the opportunity to watch him lead multiple tour groups of donors, community partners, and parents of potential Seed students this year. And each time, I am blown away by his enthusiasm for Seed and how his combination of intellect, humor, and charm draws people in. I feel that he is a wonderful example of many qualities we want all of our students to embody." This student is Mr. Deb Tingle.
wouldn't be expected to be up here getting something on behalf of the school, but I am really happy to have been here, be a representative to the school, to all the people that come here, and I really hope that we can